Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to episode 4 of Airborne Kingdom, which originally streamed live on Twitch. So now it's warning me that my coal is almost full. So I'm going to just start to destroy these charcoal huts. And now I'm only losing 0.4 coal an hour, which is acceptable, but I free up a lot more people to work other jobs. So the next big project, I would say, is to get the farms going. And I'm going to start working to that end. So I'm going to build roads like this, or paths like this. So I'll probably put a set of farms on one side and a set of water condensers on the other to somewhat balance one another out. Oh, and a library of knowledge. So we've found one of the 3 libraries, as well as some relic ruins to hit up. And a settlement. Let's get them recruited as well. While we destroy their oasis. Whoa! 8 relics found in that ruin. That's great. So here is an example of Togu not wanting to join because I don't have a high enough satisfaction rating. I would need it to be jubilant in order to have him join. I'm going to sit here for just a second to top up my wood. Wouldn't be a terrible idea for me to then next focus on propulsion and the comfort desires. Comfort desires are going to be easy for me to do because I've been making a lot of canvas. And you'll see how that plays a role in just a second. As soon as this research is done. So, to the desires, here is greenery. Greenery is just like canvas trees. Sounds really strange, I realize, but that's what they are. So, now that I've researched the trees, temples are available, and they provide comfort and faith. So you have a lot of like hybrid buildings which do multiple things, but for now I'm going to stick with greenery, and let's research balloons, get them unlocked. So for greenery, if I go to desires, I can stick a park kind of like in the middle of my in the middle of everything here, using the canvas that I have. And I am currently at lift max. So if we look this over, inhabitants want more nearby comforts. I'm at negative 15 comfort, but it's dropping. So it looks to me like I'm going to need to get... let's move these bad boys a little bit. out to the edge. I'm going to need to get a little bit more charcoal huts. Maybe one more for now, which is not going to be balanced. Because what I'm going to need is more lift. So I'm going to move this street lamp here. And just for symmetry's sake, not that it actually illuminates anything new, we'll put one over there in a second. So back here, we'll have this lead to more rotors. And I'll do the same up here once I remove this street lamp. So for now, it's not really going to be symmetrical. I'm just going to have 1 and 1, but then as our lift requirements go up, I'll add another one. It's just I don't want to burn the coal for the symmetry of 2 on either side. That would be a lot of coal. All right, let's get moving, and we're heading west. I can see the next kingdom from here. So the desire for farming, don't worry, I've not yet forgotten. The way to do this efficiently is to lay it out so that you have a windmill surrounded by farms and a water filtrator surrounded by water condensers. So here is the water filtrator. I'll stick that there. Oh, but I can't put that there because of the propellers. Let's move these propellers up. You can't have anything in front of a propeller, it won't work. So here's the water filtrator. And I can always move these around, and it looks like I'm going to need a little bit more Adobe to build these, so I'll get that going in a second. And then the windmill is going to require Adobe. So for Adobe kilns, let's just stick 2 in and power our Adobe quickly. I'm going to need some clay for that, though. Another alternative would be to turn to looking to trade with a kingdom for clay. And before we hit up this next kingdom, I'm going to get some of the natural resources around. And I've been just investing in the basic hangar improvements to gather resources a little bit faster and to have more planes per hangar. Hey, Robs. Thanks for the resub. Welcome. All right, next research will be left up to you. So the basics would be town center, housing block, or hangars. Researching households requiring less food and water might be useful, or stacking them up to 3 stories. For resources, it would just be producing resources or increasing the range of these buildings. For storage, there's really not much storage to do. A lift could be improving the cost or decreasing the cost of the vertical rotors. Propulsion, increasing the propulsion of the propellers that we have. And for desires, researching temple or improving the range of minarets or something like that. Let's go meet Cora Bay. So their quest is to get the Grand Harp that washed away. And they're saying it is somewhere south, which is this direction. There is some clay deposits here, so I'm going to spend a second to go over to this unknown settlement, and then to strip this clay so that I can make more adobe. Because that's something that we need. I'm also not at the comfort level that my people desire, so I'm going to throw in some more plastic trees. One thing to note is that the initial tree needs to have road access, but all the subsequent trees do not. So it makes these plastic trees make for great filler, in other words. Which is why I like them over the other methods to fill out your city. And recruiting 2 more. And let's head south. So the water filtrator isn't really doing anything on its own. We need to put condensers in. The best way to do this, I could put 2 condensers in for now. And then we can add to it as I have more glass later on. And then the other side, we wanted the farms. So it's going to be a windmill. And I'm going to build these inefficiently and then set them up to be more efficient later on. So I'm just going to stick the windmill here. And then as soon as I have the resources, the adobe resources for the farm, I'll get those going as well. Alright, propulsion it is. I guess I've had it idle this whole time. So let's make the propellers go faster. More bang for my buck. And here's another forge with metals. So this gives me patina blue metals. So let's try to go with a blue town now. Match the sky. And another settlement where we can pull in some migrants. So I'm closing in on where they pointed me to fix their problems, which I believe is this barge over here. Wouldn't be a bad idea to start manufacturing glass again, though, because we're starting to need it. So, the barge floats, has settlements, and they know that the corals have lost their own barge, and they mention an instrument that they had found and hand it over so I can return it back to Cora Bay. So kind. So here's farms, and this farm takes water and makes food, and then it has increased efficiency around the windmill. So if I go to the resources here, I can stick another farm in, and these farms, just like the trees, don't require road access as long as the initial farm connects to a road. So it sort of lets you merge. Very convenient. And I'm going to kick the propeller upgrade again. Trying to regain some speed here because we're not a fast-moving town anymore. Detour. Gotta get the Relic Ruin. So after the propulsion research that I just queued up, what do you want next? I now have a net of 4 comfort, which means everybody's now jubilant. So happy pop. And a happy pop is a productive pop. So they're rejoiced. And go to the next step, is repair the Grand Harp. And I'll be in a holding pattern waiting for that to get repaired. So I'm not completely self-sufficient on food. I make about a third of the food that I eat, and then I make even less that of water. So if I really want to push for self-sufficiency, there's more work to be done. And building them a skyport. But it's pretty good. It's decent self-sufficiency. And I can always top up when I'm near thickets and oases. Alright, looks like next you want some basics. Back to the basics. So looking at the basics, housing blocks stack to 3 stories, probably most bang for my buck, or alternatively, coal storage or max speed. Maybe even food and water efficiency. I could definitely see the advantage of that too. And a new ally. So 3/4 in this sort of marshy region. And 5 people joined us, and I am out of homes. So I think house stacking is in order. That's going to be my next research. The next priority is find the last marsh kingdom. And I'm pretty sure it's east-southeast of me. Do you like my little town? I do. So I don't have enough glass for water condensers. So I'm going to hold off on adding that until I have some more glass production. We're up to 98 people. Pretty good. Let's swing by this thicket, because our water's near full, our coal's near full, but our food is not. I'd also really like clay if I could find some. With all this fog, it's kind of hard to spot clay, though. Alright, food, water, and coal are all full. Glorious. Sticking the glass smelter back in. So we'll have 1 adobe kiln, 1 smelter, and 2 weavers. But I can probably start to remove the weavers, as I don't need 2 of them long term. We'll see about fixing that. Oh, I am about to hit 100, aren't I? There we go. We're now known as the Airborne Town. And they are now going to require more desires. They desire now health as well. And I don't have any of the blueprints for health, so I'm going to need to buy them. You love the ever-changing roof color? Yeah, let me change it again, back to gold and orange. I like changing it up. I'm right there with you. Oh, here's a Relic Ruin I hadn't hit. This whole region I haven't hit, so let's explore out this way. I know I really haven't made a point in trying to find all the wonders. Once I have a town which is very self-sufficient and can go really fast, I can work on that. So next up was house stacking. So that will be done in 8 hours, 8 in-game hours. And that will allow me to stack up to 3 houses. So I don't really have to widen the footprint of the town. I can just build upwards, which is very useful. My population is only mediocrely supported, and this is a result of not having enough housing. But as soon as the housing stacking is done being researched, that won't be an issue any longer. I like the color of the trees too, don't you? It's a very aesthetically pleasing game. So here's a ruin, and this is another orrery. So I have 2/3 of the orreries, 1/3 of the libraries, and 0 of the tranquil gardens. And here's the last unknown kingdom. In the marsh. So what is this named? Ash Rock Landing. So they need help. They lack many construction resources. So first, we're going to build them homes in the shallows. Reminds me that I need to build homes for my own people, so I feel you. I'd added glass smelters, but I hadn't actually had the quartz or clay. So let's top up on quartz and clay while we're here too. We build you houses and we take your resources. Kind of fair. Kind of. Water condensers are very expensive. In fact, one of the things I could do, because my resources are full, is just buy... What am I lacking? Unfortunately, I'm not really lacking much. I'll buy some water for wood. to free up some space. And that way we can manufacture more resources. And now that the homes are complete, people join us, and we need to find a lost party of theirs, the weary travelers to the northwest that I had passed over a few times. Come on, house research, finish up. All right, housing block is done. I didn't cue you all about what's next, so there you go. I'm gonna get temple while we wait. But let's add some very necessary housing. Another thing to note is it's more efficient as you build up. The bottom house is 5, the middle house is 3, and the top houses are 2. So going vertical is efficient. Alright, supply the lost party with the resources it takes to get back to home, with water and wood. And then we'll just go tell them that we finished. Is there some sort of progress indicator for the current research? Yes, right down here at the book, as it goes left to right, filling up with white. Alright. They are reunited, and now I'm building them a skyport. My next goal here is to provide health. And I'm going to have you decide on how I do that in just a second. Because you guys are voting for desires. So let's go and check their blueprints. Oh, you know what? They don't have blueprints. So that's a bit of a non-starter. So these water condensers need to be connected to paths. So I'm going to actually be moving these academies. I'll put one here. And one here. And this way I can have a path up this way. And I'll do the same over here. Just for symmetry's sake. And allows me to add some more condensers to produce my own water. All right. The last ally in the marshes. We have allied Ashrock Landing. Okay. Now, let's head over to the mountains. So that would be extreme west. This way. Kind of a long run. You guys want desires next. Let's see what I can do. So comfort, we can increase the amount of comfort we get from temples, or increase the range that it supplies. Honestly, don't. I could do that, I guess, but I don't know if we're going to be using temples. I'm also going to increase my propulsion, I think. So we can get where we're going a little faster. And at the moment, we're just satisfied because I don't have enough comfort. So let's add a little bit more comfort with the greenery. My lift is getting close to max, so I might need some more rotors soon. But these new propellers are perfectly offset by my charcoal production. So now we're moving at 77% speed, and we have like a neutral amount of coal being produced, which is good. And I'm trying to produce as much water as I'm able with the condensers. So we're producing 3.2 an hour, which is pretty good. Well, there's another unknown settlement. If I'm recruiting anyone, I'm going to need to add some houses. Hey Yoda, how you doing? Now, the reason I'm not currently jubilant is we're not supplying the colony with health. That is the last, that's the next desire to be fulfilled. Hopefully we'll find some health blueprints soon. So let's change regions now, over to the mountains. And I am net comfort +2. Most of the paths are lit. Just gonna stick a little light out here. Doesn't need to be perfect. 100% light is nice, and I might move around things to try to be perfect later on, but for now, close to 100% is fine. So here's a new region that has ores. So that's the iron that I'll be able to produce. Landscape ahead grows taller and more jagged. One of our people heard rumors of this place. We encourage him to speak on what he knows. The Highlands have canyons. There are fewer outcroppings of food, so we should be prepared for food scarcity. All the more reason to add farms. And here's research. So let's see, what do I want to do here? How about I ask you? Just have you vote. I'll pick something generic for now. Less food. Requirements. Heading into the canyon lands. And the other thing we could do to offset this is to add farming. But at this point, I need additional lift. So we're going to be adding more rotors in a second as well. So I'll get those going. One there, and I don't have the adobe for the other one yet. But I do see a kingdom. Oh! 4 people just abandoned because I let my happiness drop. What happened there is that the comfort due to greenery went down below a critical point, so it's good to net more than you need so that you can't hit this critical point and not provide what they need. So that was avoidable, but I didn't avoid it. There we go. Now we're buffered. And I guess I'll recruit you to offset that. Let's head over to this kingdom and see what they need. Now, I think another reason why they might have abandoned is tilt problems. Let's see if that's true. Nope, 3% is allowed. Anything more than 3 is problems. So I was at sort of a tilt max. There we go. Now we fixed it, and we're nice and even-keeled. Yeah, how'd they leave? Parachute? I don't know. That's a good question. And I'll reinvest in some basics, too. So these guys want me to give them a gift of the Rune of Daylight. They also have blueprints for a clinic, which provides health, an iron forge, which turns iron in or ore into iron, a fin, which is the highest speed propulsion, and a wing, which is aloft using no fuel. I'll buy all of them because I have crazy resources here. So, where does your little forge take me? Way up north. Got it. Where can you track the tilt? So if I go to build here, see the indicator says no tilt issues, 0% front, 0% right. That means we're balanced. If I built something big, let's say, you know, in the back, I can start tilting to the back. So it tells you when you are actually doing the building itself. Food storage is almost full. Nice. So we're back to satisfied. And my next project is going to be the health. But let's start booking it north to satisfy this kingdom need for a forge. Now, I do have a question for you all. Should I change from propellers to fins? Fins are the greatest amount of thrust at the highest coal cost and workers, but you move really fast, whereas propellers are more balanced. And I'll let you vote for that for 5 minutes. And here's yet another kingdom. So right now I'm helping Bluff's Gateway, and let me write that down. But I'll introduce myself to these guys. Monim's Foundry. Who wants me to ignite the Iron Forge. Actually, you know what? I have the coal to do that, so I'm going to do that now. I also should note I have a lot of idle people in my little colony here, so it wouldn't be a terrible idea to put them to work. I have 27 idle. So let's go with another charcoal hut. There. And then as soon as I have the adobe for additional farms, I'll get that as well. Another thing about canyons is there's just not a lot of wood either. Very limited resource. So housing block. They require less food. And now I'm going to research less water because you guys research basics. But scratch that. Let me unlock clinic at least. Alright, there's clinic. And then with Clinic unlocked, I can also do Spirit Healers. So a Spirit Healer is a balance of faith and health. So you have the Shrines, which is light and faith. You have the Spirit Healers, which is faith health. You have the Temples, which is comfort faith. And then you have the Tea Gardens, which is comfort health. So there's a whole bunch of ways to provide the desires. And I'm going to have you pick on these choices. Let's do less water consumption. While we ignite their Chief Forge. Chief Forge works again. And now they want a skyport using iron, which I do not have yet. So let's go chase down the gateway, which is still northwest of us. But I'm going to stop at this forest here for a little bit of wood. I'm also dropped to mediocre, so before I start to lose people, let me throw some greenery in. Adding more than I probably need to buffer for the future. There we go. Satisfied again. Alright, tiebreaker for propellers. Heads is propellers. Actually, tails is propellers because propellers are installed on the tails, and it's tails. So we're gonna upgrade to propellers after I research the water thing. How do I know when I need greenery? So if you look at the satisfied here, it's the second line. Inhabitants feel comfortable with the surroundings. 9 overall comfort. You need to net over 0. So you just look at that number. And then below that is the lighting. Inhabitants are happy that most paths are well lit. 87% are lit. And then 118 out of 118 are getting faith from nearby buildings. But they do require more health. So here's the thing. I'm going to have you first decide on health. So I either can provide health from a spirit healer or a clinic or a tea garden. How should I provide health? Clinics are the most basic. They just provide health and I can build them wherever I want. Spirit healers are the faith plus health. Clinics are just health. Another thing to note is the improvement. So this provides health for 10, and then it can go up to 14. The Spirit Healers provides health for 20, and then it can go up to 30. And then the Tea Gardens provide health for 20, and it can go up to 30. So I would need more clinics, but they're also cheaper and smaller and require less lift. So how should I provide health is up to you, and we'll be dramatically redesigning our little base here, depending on your answers. All right, let's keep searching for that, the Rune of Daylight that's somewhere out this way. I'm also going to want to top up my food and water next chance I get, because it's hard to find food and water out here. So here's another forge with new colored metals. What do we got? Chrome. Nice, I like it. I don't know what chrome goes well with. Maybe this? That looks pretty good. Thank you for tuning in to Airborne Kingdom, a Let's Play tutorial, which originally streamed live on Twitch, April 5th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, my stream schedule can be found at Rhadamant.com or on Discord. If you'd like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com and the description of this video have a link to Discord. Thank you for watching. A special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel. I'll catch you on next episode, or perhaps some other upcoming stream. Farewell.